In this episode, our guest is a 12-foot tall purple giraffe named Jefferson from the planet Jerth.
Jerth is 80% water, and all the giraffes live an idyllic life on the planet's only continent, where they engage in giraffe games at the planet's equator.
So roll up your towel into a pillow, lean back, and
Prepare to hear about the advantages of having a very long neck and a high-quality gyroscope when you want to explore your planet without leaving home.
Shut up and sit down.
welcome back to Hitchhikers and Appetizers, coming to you, the valued listener, from Millyways and Booth 42. I am, as always, your host, Trellis Gardeen, and with me in the booth, you know him, you love him. He's hungry.
Oh.
He's hungry today. Horatio Zinn.
Yes, I'm starving. I try sometimes to not eat before this program, so I'll be more. Actually, I try not to read before because I want to be hungry for knowledge. I don't want to deprive myself of food. That would be foolish.
Did you see one of those pamphlets up front on the intermittent fasting?
Yes.
Is that what this is a result of?
Yes, I try to fast for a couple of seconds every few weeks. And then I have to rest up for about a month because it drains me. So much drains me.
Fad diet, that's all it is.
Now, all diets are fads, really.
Is it really a diet, though? Because you're not actually eating. The fasting part, there is no food.
Oh, yes. Yes, the fasting. I don't know, but I will say the fasting doesn't go by fast enough for me.
You sound a little lightheaded. I think you fasted for too long.
I should eat some popcorn, sure. Oh, no, I'll just eat this napkin.
The firecracker shirt.
This is a biodegradable napkin, I think.
Well, there is some sauce on it, so yes.
Yes, oh, lovely. Lovely texture. Lovely texture.
A little roughage. Now, Horatio,
Yes.
I got you a gift.
Oh, my! Oh, a gift from me?
Yes.
What did I do? Did I do something to...
I came across this in the gift shop,
Oh,
in the bargain bin.
best place.
It was the only thing left.
Perfect.
It was all there
Perfect.
at the bottom, empty.
Perfect.
Very large bin, too. It was like probably about a good 6 feet tall, 6 feet wide. It was the only thing in there by itself.
It's such an honor to be given the last thing that was just there because it was there. It's such an honor.
Yes, it was the last thing there. It is the entire series of Space Tractor.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Space.
Yes.
This is huge.
Now, it's a horrible show. I can't believe they even put it on there.
Wonderful
That's why it was there by itself.
It's a wonderful program. If you
Sparkles and McMurphy. I think that, this is
Sparkles
probably the
and
only copy
McMurphy.
that they actually ever made. So I don't know how it got
Oh,
here.
it was
Someone probably just
wonderful.
dumped it in the bin, hoping someone else would take it.
Well, the series went on for so long that it's really hard to put it all together in one place. And also because it was done in real time. Of course, all those that whole season of McMurphy sleeping,
In the tractor.
and you hear a little snort or something like that.
They didn't even take the tractor around to solve any mysteries that season. They just sat in the tractor in a field.
And just so you know, all the listeners out there who may not know about this wonderful program, Shut Up, Trellis. It's a wonderful, wonderful program.
Horrible program.
McMurphy and Sparkles travel the universe in their space tractor, solving problems, meeting with people, maybe singing a song or two along the way. And of course, also I want to make sure they include the seasons with their friend Shushu, because Shushu left at one point and came back. Shushu, people think Shushu was on every episode. It was really only about
2, but they were episodes that lasted 3 days. So I feel like
yes.
percentage-wise, Shushu was on the show for a lot longer than you would, think if you just looked
when
it
you think
up
about
and saw only a 2-episode arc that lasted as long as the first 3 seasons combined.
Yes. And also, there's all that time Shushu spent knocking on the tractor door while Sparkles and McMurphy were sleeping inside. And that was like a couple of days of that.
It was rude.
Standing there knocking.
Frankly, I found that rude.
Slept on the little had a little cot next to the tractor. And
I was always worried that Shushu was going to get caught in the combine attachment.
that was the cliffhanger for every season.
Yes, it was.
Until finally. Well, I don't want to spoil anything.
You're not allowed to watch it at the table, okay? Because
Oh.
I want my stomach to remain in good stead. And watching that show makes me sick every time you bring it up even makes me sick.
I'll just go down to the car park,
Yes.
the parking deck, and watch it with Shyvana Soru.
Yes, you and Shyvanis can go have your own watch party.
Yes, we love that program. We love that program. And we love that you don't love it. It's our thing.
How do you know Shyvanis didn't take that and dump it in the bargain bin? Maybe she's had enough Space Tractor.
Because she wouldn't do that because she knows about Space Tractor. No, Space Tractor means that, well, the character is from her own home world, so she's legally bound to like it.
That's one way to get an audience, I suppose.
Well, another way to get an audience.
Well, an audience of one, perhaps?
Well, I'm talking about our program.
Oh.
Is continuing to have new guests.
Yes, this is true.
Might be that because people come back and go, oh, it's you two again.
Mm.
Oh, there's someone else there as well.
Right.
And we have someone else here.
We do.
Should we introduce them or should they introduce themselves?
I think they should introduce themselves. Because everyone's new to the booth. I think they should have that honor to let the universe know all about themselves.
Yes. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Really appreciate it.
Oh, I love your voice.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself. What is your name?
My name is Jeffrey Jefferson.
Jeffrey Jefferson.
Now, obviously, this is a audio medium. We'll let our listeners know. I'm a little envious of Jeffrey's color, purple, and he is an enormous giraffe. 12, 10, 13 feet. Jeffrey, how tall are you?
12 feet exactly. That's an amazing guess. An amazing guess. Thank you very much.
That comes from my time at Glandar, being able to recognize when people, would get their heights changed. They'd come in. So it's not, people think plastic surgery is just all about looking good, which it is. Let's not pretend. But people will also get their height added or reduced. And when they would come out, that was like a little running pool we'd have between myself and the other staff. Who could guess closest to what the new height was? And I won the pool every time.
I have to say, I must admit, in my younger years, I was I'll never do that. I'll love me for me. But as I grow older, I do believe that perhaps I should. I'm no spring chicken or giraffe. So when I do look in the mirror, I do notice a little I could have some work done on my neck and tighten this up a little bit. So I might be seeing you in a few years. Not yet, but maybe in a few years.
Well, here, take the card to my
thank you.
where I used to work. Grab that. Do you want to have a? I'll just put it on the table.
Coupons. Give them some coupons.
It's not necessarily you only have one neck, but there's so much neck. I think a 2-for-1 coupon does apply.
Oh.
And I'm going to initial it just so they know.
Yeah, so they know it's wrong.
Because when the neck sags, it's just you got to get that taken care of, and that's
oh, for sure.
You got a lot of neck, and I'd hate to see it sag so much that it would cause you undue stress.
I appreciate it. Thank you. It's very kind, very thoughtful.
I love all the ties you're wearing.
Thank you. Yeah, it's in style. On Girth right now, it's in style.
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them
Girth.
are in style.
Yes.
Is Girth your planet?
Girth is my home planet, yes.
Is it Girth or Girth? Girth?
It's pronounced both ways. I was trying to be polite and say, but yes, it's actually pronounced Girth. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, don't give Trellis an out on this because he is known for not pronouncing things well, and it delights me.
Yes, I'm from Girth, and of course, like everyone else on Girth, I live on Panjir.
Panjir.
What is Panjir? Tell us about that.
Panjir is our sole continent. Girth is 80% water. And we have one continent, Panjir, that everyone lives on. It runs from both the northern hemisphere all the way down to the southern hemisphere. It takes it. And it has all... The wonderful thing about Panjir is if you don't like the weather, just keep walking.
Oh, it can change any time.
Yes, we have coniferous forests. We have the plains of the Serengeti, where I am from. So it's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Now, does that mean the weather's constant in each spot on Panjir, and you actually have to walk to it if you want to get to rain, or does?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, I mean, there's obviously there's exceptions to every rule, but yes, if you walk far enough, you can find yourself in a tropical climate, like a jungle or a rainforest, where there'll be more rain. And if you go to sort of the more of the right around the equator, just the thin line that goes around the middle, the equator. Yes, of course. The equator, my clan is from. Very, very dusty. Very dry, but it's a dry heat. It won't kill you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's good because when heat kills, Heat should be used to cook food, not to kill. That's my feeling.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing, Horatio. Yes.
Unless killing something is how you cook it and make it delicious.
True.
It's always that option.
Yeah, because I bet the shrimp would probably disagree with you that the heat is a good thing.
Ah, yes. Well, that's why you have to try to kill the shrimp first. It's more humane.
Being a vegetarian, as all members of Jirth are, we find it curious the different ways that food is prepared around the galaxy. We've always been concerned, and perhaps you can tell us a little bit more about this. You seem to be knowledgeable in these ways.
We do seem to be.
Yes. There's a method of preparing food that if you don't torture it by boiling it alive, it's actually inedible. And then we are thinking, well, where did it come to the point where that just would not be on a menu and you wouldn't choose the torture aspect?
I don't know. That's kind of inaction. I don't know if that's really you're choosing inaction at that point, choosing not to boil.
If you don't boil it alive, if you kill it first and then try and prepare the meal, it's poisonous to the host.
Yes.
So the only way to make it edible is to boil it while it's still alive, which we consider to be torture.
Just a side note, if you really enjoy screams of various kinds, just if there's anyone out there who does, you might want to check out Extreme Radio. It's a subscription service.
That sounds fascinating. If we may reverse course just for a moment.
Yes,
here's where I'm going to show off that I'm a simple rube from Jirth. What is a subscription? A subscription service? Does that mean where you have to work for them?
Oh, that means you have to pay for it. You have to pay. You can't listen to it unless you pay for it. If you don't pay for it, all you get is ads.
Okay. Now I have it.
Advertising. People trying to sell you something you don't need.
Oh, I find this...
Trying to get you to buy something you need.
I find this fascinating. On Jirth, music is free to everyone. The idea that you wouldn't be able to listen to music unless you paid for it.
Oh, my.
Oh.
Free music all over. That's just the tip of the iceberg, but I'm starting to think this sounds like some kind of wonderful paradise of where I wouldn't have to work for anything. I would just be given things.
Oh, no, we have our flaws. No planet is without them. But the idea of music being some of the most basic form of communication, we find it to be as useful as air, water, food, music. How could anyone live? I mean, honestly, if you live with the first three, you don't have the fourth one. What are you really living for?
But what are you living for? Why are you staying alive in the first place? So music. That sounds like a wonderful, wonderful planet. I was in a band at one time.
Oh,
a band Purity.
And I'll add in there. Many people have said it sounded like they were being boiled.
Yes. People called our music torture, and that was actually I'm a bit honored in a way that our music has probably been used to torture more insurgents and more terrorists all over the galaxy universe than probably any other band. You just start playing it, they're immediately like, I will tell you everything. I will tell you everything. Don't make me listen to that song again. I don't even want to hear the intro chords.
I'm very familiar with several genres of music, but I've never heard of torture music. That's how they're describing it.
Well, it wasn't the intention.
Oh, it wasn't the intention.
Well, that's the irony of it. The intention wasn't to torture, but that was the result.
The result. Oh, that's unfortunate. Mm-hmm. It would be free to all if it was on Jirth.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Now, if anyone would listen to it or not, that is not the issue. But it would be free.
You are free. You're not required to listen to it.
No.
Okay, good.
Well, let's put it this way too. None of Purity's music would even find its way to the bargain bin.
No.
Landfill, black hole, perhaps. But even a black hole might spit it back out.
I was wondering if there is not a way, because I try to presume no malice. I try to see the positive in everything. That's just how we are on Jirth.
That's fool talk.
I was wondering if you couldn't use your music for the forces of good. Say if you were to play your music outside of a hostage negotiation, or if there was a military junta gone awry, or if there was some way that you could play it in the course of interrogating criminal suspects.
Yes, that was one of our most popular shows. One of our most popular programs. Sadly, their sound system had gone out in the torture room, interrogation. I don't know.
Chamber.
It's a chamber. They called it the green room for some reason. It wasn't even green. I don't understand. But at that point, so we got to play in the room while they tortured, and we would stop. And they would ask a question and try to get an answer. They say, play another chord or sing that loved ballad that we did. And it didn't take long for them to confess. It did not.
When you hear purity, all you want to do is scream. So it's kind of, and it's, oof.
Yeah, so if you were listening to Purity in Space, you would have to wait till you landed on a planet before you could really express how you felt about it by screaming.
Oh, because there's no atmosphere in space.
Yes.
I understand now. Yes.
Yes. I want to know more about your place. Is 80% water?
Yes.
So that means 20% land, I'm going to assume, if
Yes.
you have the same kind of proportions.
What it makes Jeth a little bit different than maybe some other planets is that our oceans are all fresh water. All of our water on the planet is drinkable and potable.
Now, if you want to maintain the pristine stature of the water, I would suggest never letting Horatio come there to bathe.
No, I'm filthy.
Because, frankly, if there are creatures on there, they're going to float to the surface after he goes in there to bathe himself. I can't even imagine the smell.
Yes.
Well, we have many
that.
many beautiful public and private baths. So if you were to use one, for a small donation to the temple, you can have your own private bath that will be absolutely cleaned out, restored, and then destroyed to never be used again.
Oh, perfect.
Yes.
I don't want any evidence left.
Oh,
I cannot.
After a bath.
I recommend that processing highly.
So what if I went in there and I just dumped myself in the water and I did not donate? What would happen? Would I get in trouble? Would there be a penalty?
You would definitely get some cross looks for the rest of the time you're in Jeth, but the Jeth are very polite people, so we would probably not say anything publicly to you, to your face, as far as you know.
Would you ignore him?
Oh. By be shunned?
Well, it's very. You remember, we are a planet of giraffes. We are very tall. It's very easy for us to be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you there."
Oh yes, step on something.
I'm sorry, I overlooked you.
Which on Jeth, yes, and which on Panjir, let me tell you, is an absolutely devastating insult.
Oh, I bet.
Oh my! I have to make sure.
Now you said since it's you got one continent, so that means everybody is stuck together on it. What any friction ever? Any ever hope that the whole continent might break up and send you off to different corners of Jurth?
Oh, absolutely not. We probably don't even. I don't think I've ever even thought of the idea of that we're being stuck together. We think of it as that we get to be together.
Ugh, gross.
Yeah, we visited other planets and seeing how far you have to go and how many obstacles there are to be around other people and other cultures and to learn what they do and their system of beliefs and charity. Whereas we, again, if you don't like the weather, just keep walking. You also find a nicer place to be. We're not territorial, tribal in the sense that other places are, where if you are born into a certain place, that's the place you identify with forever. I'm one of the lucky ones that I was born in a desert climb that I really took to, and I like the people around me. But there have been people in my tribe born there who then moved to more of a coastal landscape. Someone has a wonderful, just a very adorable little abode in this little seaside town up in the north. It's very cozy. It's all cocoa and
cocoa
and candles everywhere. But they're from where I'm from, and no one begrudges them that. They finally found their place. And when you have one continent, you want everyone to feel at home.
Yes. So things get crowded otherwise. Oh, that's what. Also, I just wanted to comment with how long your neck is.
Yes.
I hope that you're not bumping your head on the chandelier up there.
Oh no, it's quite. On occasion, I'll see it out of the corner of my eye and be like, "Oh, is that something?" Oh no, that's the chandelier. We have a long process of growth. This is not even how the way that I sounded when I first became communicative.
Oh.
Yes, the younger accent of a Jerthian is closer to. Let me see if I could do an impression of a young one. It'd be more like this, like hey, yeah.
Oh yes, I can tell the difference.
Yes, but and then you sort of grow into it. But we have a long gestation period, and very like our necks, everything on Jurth is long. So I have just about. I'm almost almost to what we would call the midpoint of our lives. Some people call it middle age, and I'm 248,
Yes.
which still makes me very young.
Yes, well, you look wonderful.
Thank you.
You look wonderful. I just want to say you may see the waiters coming by. I while you weren't looking there, how I distracted you, I don't know, because you could see all with your
Yes.
long neck. I ordered something, some impossible wham bam shrimp for you.
Oh.
It's a vegetarian shrimp, but it still has the wham bam sauce on it. And look, they've got a very, very tall dish. It's on a dish, as you can see, that's on a very tall stand they're bringing for you there. That's wonderful.
Oh, that is very kind of you, and the service here is impeccable. I was curious to see how they were going to serve someone of my kind, and that is the story. They have an answer for everything here, Millie's, don't they? They have an answer for everything.
You're not the first long neck person being here.
For sure.
I'd like to use creature, being, person, just because I'm
Interchangeable. I presume no malice. They're interchangeable.
I'm a creature in my own way.
And I like that they put it into a bowl for you, considering you are without opposable digits.
And far away from appendages are far away from the hole where the food goes in.
Your mouth.
The mouth.
Yes, mouth.
Is that? I was saying the hole where the food goes in because again, the word that we have for it on Earth is not pronounceable and painful. Mouth. Is that what it's called? Mouth.
That's what I call it.
Mouth.
That's what I call it. Horatio, do you have a different word for it?
Interesting.
No, mouth is good.
Yes.
I call it food hole.
Yes.
Well, more like with you, it's like a food black hole because like it goes in
Yes.
there, and
Oh, no.
it just doesn't even escape.
Oh, that's
ever.
That's
I did have in school. We did have a teacher who was very technically minded, and as a biology class, and she was very nervous about using actual body part names. So she's called the mouth the intake and the other end the outtake.
oh, that's interesting.
So she would say, if you had to go to the bathroom, do you have to outtake? Do you have to do some takeout? Do you have to do some takeout? And we'd say, yes, I need to do some takeout. Which would confuse some people because they thought they would say, oh, well, I want this. Get me a sandwich. Get me a...
Jeffrey, you look concerned. You look concerned when he was talking about that just now.
Well, I appreciate the order of the meal, and I am going to enjoy it. And I'm hoping I'm able to finish the entire dish at this sitting because I don't think I'll ever be doing takeout ever again.
No more takeout.
No, not
because of the poop imagery.
I don't know what that word means, but the answer is yes.
It's the outtake.
Yeah,
It's the outtake.
yeah.
It's the exhaust. The
Way to ruin a meal. He's going to have to eat in from now on, Horatio. He's never going to be able to go and get anything to go.
we should get him some Pangalactic Goggle Blasters because those will mess you up so much that you won't even know.
Oh, do you have alcohol on your planet, Jeffrey?
Oh, good question. Fermented sugars, things like that make you
Spin.
happy
Make
and
you
then
spin.
then sad.
Drinks that have been naturally and organically altered at their chemical level to install euphoria. We have so many of those.
Oh, wonderful.
I like the
wonderful.
sound of that.
I was afraid.
No, we have elixirs and liqueurs and potions and powders. Anything that grows naturally on the planet that engages us and allows us to be closer to each other and to the universe as a core would never be illegal on Earth.
I think I'm starting to understand why everyone's so happy there.
If we come from the planet and these plants come from the planet, are we not meant to go together?
That's wonderful.
Now, if something were to happen to you by chance,
Oh, of course. It's dangerous.
not that I'm
yeah.
saying it would,
No, we're a traveler.
Don't tempt fate, Trellis.
and we were to eat you or grind you up and snort you, would we experience a state of euphoria?
Oh, and I do not take offense. I understand that this is a philosophical and existential question.
Yes.
Yes.
I didn't think of it that way, but since you're saying it, I will agree.
I would say that just believe while we are not regularly hunted, for we have no natural predators on Earth, and because of our relative size to the rest of creatures that we've been to, we are fairly safe. Also, we have a rigorous program of calisthenics, so we're all we're in good shape. But we would like to believe, as a species, that we are delicious, and so
wonderful.
I would have to imagine that even if you're eating, maybe it's more of a sort of like a bloodletting. Like if you were to have some of ours, have some of our natural internal liquids. I don't know what you would call that.
Sauce.
Blood sauce.
Sauce. Okay, so if you were to put some of our sauce into your mouth, we can't imagine a situation where we would not be engaging in intense pleasure one way or another. Whether from the deliciousness or from a euphoria built upon our makeup chemically.
That's wonderful. Your planet, except for the vegetarian part, it sounds wonderful. But I might be able to adapt. I've come to learn that not all vegetables are bad.
It took some doing too. He fought me. He fought me like you wouldn't believe, Jeffrey.
Also, if you put enough cheese on any vegetable, you can eat it.
Oh, cheese is delightful.
Oh, you have cheese?
Oh, of course.
Oh.
I got a question
Yes.
for you then. You said you're the only animal.
Yes.
Who are you making the cheese from? Whose milk?
Our milk.
Ah!
You make cheese from your own milk. I respect the self-sustaining.
Do you not feed infants your milk on your planet?
We do, but we don't use our own milk to make cheese.
We tend to mistreat other creatures to get it.
We feel like that's a very narrow. If it's good enough to sustain the life of our infants, why would we stop eating something that's so nurturing and powerful? And then, of course, at a certain point, someone's gonna be like, "Do we only have to do it as milk?" And that's where cheese came from. Just like everything, we have a wide variety that's made with giraffe milk. A wide variety of foods. It's a staple of our sustenance. It's key.
Oh my!
Yes.
I've got to process this.
Well, who am I to rain on your giraffe milk parade?
Don't knock it until you try it. That's another phrase that we have on Jirth.
Oh, you could. Oh, now I'm just thinking giraffe milk rain.
What? What are you talking about?
No, that's just an image I had. I'm thinking that might be a song for Purity's comeback.
Well, I mean, they're so tall, you might actually mistake milk for rain because you would be underneath.
Of course.
Right. Yeah.
Correct? Not you. We would, because
Of course.
You wouldn't. You know where it's coming.
What if
Yes.
if you don't like the giraffe milk rain, just keep walking.
just keep walking. Just keep walking to the next
Wonderful.
giraffe. This is what you would keep doing, right?
Of course.
Sometimes when I look at you wonderful, friendly purple giraffe, I just keep thinking it makes me want to go to a toy store for some reason. Do you have toys on your planet? Because it just seems like a natural kind of thing.
Toys. What would these toys be used for? Give me context. I'm afraid I'm not familiar with the word toys.
Now you have play. You have entertainment, fun, something you can play with.
Ah, yes, James. You're referring to James. We have
James,
many
yes.
James on our planet. When you have a culture and a community that is dedicated to leisure the way that we have on Jirth, yes, there are many James, and once every 4 years we have the entire planet comes together, and every
really?
region is represented in the Great Ring James. Yes.
Wonderful.
There are five major James, and then everyone plays them, and then they're represented by different colored rings, and then they're called the Ring James.
Now, is this a event that everyone can watch? Is it sent out and they can watch it on, or does everyone have to see it live?
Every 4 years, it became because of the Great Migration. We all sort of just go to the south, and no one really knows why. It's more instinctual than anything else. And then someone had the grand idea of like, well, if we're all going here, we might as well do something while we're here.
Why be bored?
Yes.
That's wonderful. Yes.
We believe in leisure, but we believe in practicality. We're practical people on Jirth.
Yes.
What do you get if you win one of the James?
Oh.
What do you get?
Yeah, does the winner get something?
Yes.
You ever get a prize of some kind?
Yeah, you get to be recognized as the winner of the James.
You don't get any money or anything? A medal or
A T-shirt, commemorative T-shirt or something?
On our planet, on Jirth, being the winner of a James basically makes you a demigod.
Oh.
You are respected and run.
Oh.
Yeah, there's no such thing really as a VIP treatment, but people do see you. And considering how much of an insult is to say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you there," the reverse of is like, "I see you," is probably the greatest compliment you can give to anyone. If you're the winner of a James, you get seen everywhere.
Now, does everybody have to literally say, "I see you, I see you"?
Oh, absolutely. It would be rude not to.
I see you. Also, it's good clarity to let someone know you see them, just in a practical way. So you I see you about to run into me or something like that.
Yes, of course.
Is it open only to Jirthians? If there was like a best-looking outworlder. event that I could.
Well, no, because it's part of the Great Migration. Normally, only Jerthians have approached, but I believe over the years we've had some visitors who happen to be in time, and since it's part of our culture to just say yes and to be polite.
I like that because I love to be seen.
Yes, he does.
And if everyone was saying, I see you, oh, wow, that would be heaven.
The way we look at it is if you've gone through all the trouble to come to Jerth, specifically for the James, how could we deny you entry?
That's wonderful. You're so welcoming, so welcoming. Also, Trellis, you could always go back to Glandar and have your neck extended for the trip.
Possibly. Yeah, that's true. Get some extra vertebrae.
Just be polite.
So showing some respect to the culture.
Having a short neck wouldn't preclude you from performing in the James, but I will say having a giraffe-sized, long, slender neck would be advantageous for certain ones of them, to be certain, yes.
Do some of the games involve being able to reach very high up with your mouth?
Oh, yes. You've obviously you've obviously been to the ring, James. You're talking about the opening James.
I saw a picture one time, and it was just lovely. It was like this, flinging these little discs with the mouths.
Yes.
Flinging these discs and then catching them. And when you see a giraffe jumping in the air, and it's even higher because of the neck.
Yes, it's very hard to capture the excitement of the live James experience.
Yes. Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah, it's us and hockey.
Oh, you do play hockey as well?
We're familiar with it. We don't play hockey on Jerth. We find the sport fascinating because the idea of putting someone like me on skates is hilarious.
Yes, I will not disagree with that.
And also the reason we don't play it on Jerth is because it's not really our thing. We like the speed and we like the agility and we like the skill and we like the differenceness of it. It's when it's the violence.
Oh.
I was just going to ask, how would you even drop the gloves and fight?
Well, we wouldn't.
No.
To be perfectly honest.
You would just say, you're right, and I'm wrong, or something like that, or can't we all just get along?
Oops, I bumped into you. I'm sorry I didn't see you there. I see you. And then we would collectively move on with the game, yeah.
Wonderful. I love this because it's a low-stress environment, and I enjoy not having reasons to be stressed.
When you're as tall as we are, you're able to see the larger picture. You understand?
I'm sure.
We take more of a broader view of life and of community and camaraderie.
I hope you don't think it's rude but we are getting to the end here, and it's time for us to put an entry in for
I was hoping
Jerth.
you hadn't noticed that, Trellis.
What?
I'm enjoying this.
No,
I was hoping you hadn't noticed the time had passed.
Well, it always happens. But what do you have down for your notes there, Horatio? What do we want to put in for Jerth?
Well, I think I have two, but I'll read you the one that I don't think would work first, and then I'll read you the one that.
Then why are you telling me it?
Because I wrote it down and I'm proud of having written it. This would be totally wrong. Is how can I miss you if you don't go away?
Ooh.
Actually, I think that's something I'm saving for.
That's the one you didn't think would work?
Yeah, that's what I'm saving for your birthday card, Trellis. The one I was thinking of for our fine guest here, fine, kind. I'm trying to think of other words for kind, considerate, just wonderful and purple. I see you. It's simple. I see you. It says you're a winner.
Well, I'm fine with either, and frankly, I'm all about the economy of words.
Less to type, more time to eat.
Exactly. I see you. I'm going to hit submit on that. Jeffrey, I hope this has been as much fun for you as it has been for us.
Yes, because it's been a great deal of fun.
I had a wonderful time. These vegetarian shrimp, you call them shrimp? Delicious.
Wham Bam shrimp.
Wham Bam shrimp. Fantastic. And I will say to you what we say to anyone when we are asked about the people that we met and the adventures that we went on. You were seen. You were seen.
Thank you for joining us for Hitchhikers and Appetizers. And of course, special thanks go to our guest, Jeffrey Jefferson. I have been Trellis Gardeen.
And I continue to be Horatio Zinn. Until next time, keep your towels clean. And if space pirates accidentally let space herpes aboard your spaceship, you'll probably be okay if you keep it away from heat and moisture and don't bake it into your food. So don't panic. Everything you heard in this episode was improvised, but not everything improvised was heard. This episode of Hitchhikers and Appetizers featured the voice talents of Mike Gorgone as Trellis Gardeen, Bran Peacock as Horatio Zinn, and Brian James O'Connell as Jefferson. Finally, Hitchhikers and Appetizers is part of the Improv in Action Network. Check out other great improvised podcasts and projects at improvinaction.com. If you'd like to reach out to Trellis or Horatio, you can send electronic messages to them at our Galaxy address, hitchappspodcast@gmail.com. Or you can find them on Twitter with the handle hitchapps.
Newsly. Newsly is an all-in-one audio super app for iOS and Android. It picks up the most trending articles on the web on topics you choose at any given moment and reads them to you in a natural human voice. For the first time ever, the entire web becomes listenable, all in one place. Browse articles from topics you choose and start playing. Stop scrolling. Start listening. You can follow any topic as specific as you like. From sports, tech, business, science, Bitcoin, or even the Kardashians. We here at Hitchhikers and Appetizers won't judge you. To your face, at least. Newsly will find you the latest articles and read them to you aloud. And they have podcasts as well. Explore trending podcasts from over 80 countries. As mentioned earlier, our podcast is there too. I started using it as my default podcast app. They even have digital radio. Download and use Newsly for free now from www.newsly.me or from the link in this episode's description, and use the promo code ZERS, Z-E-R-S, to receive a 1-month free premium subscription. 1 month is better than no months, I always say, and I'm Trellis Gardeen.
Shut up and sit down.